Okay, I'm here. Oop, I'm here. Gotta adjust some light. Let's see if this one works. Too dark. Let's see. I gotta get. Hello, my lovely peaches. I have just decided to pop on for a live stream. I am trying to fix the lighting over here. I just thought I'd pop on. It's really dark. Thought I would pop on and chat a little bit about whatever. Let's see if I can fix the lighting a little. Still extremely dark. Let's see. Can I turn a little? So I can get, I don't really want to be so dark. Let's see. Let's see if I can turn this other light on underneath the desk. I'll be right back. There we go. Alrighty. Hello, anyone in the replay? As I can see, there's nobody here. Just trying to get comfy so I can start chatting. I got like a blanket on my lap. I've got a heating pad on my lap. I'm sitting in front of an open window. It's cold outside. So hello. It is 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I'm at right now. It's dark, as you can see. Hi, hello. Oh, hi, Alex. I just saw your chat. Hello. So I was just sitting here. I'm actually gonna get off the computer soon and go start getting my kids ready for bed. It's Monday, and this is Thanksgiving week for those of us who celebrate. So I said in my description I might talk about some family drama issues. Then last night, an ex-boyfriend from 20 years ago emailed me again. He on and off emails me, and it descended quickly into harassment. And now I think I'm going to go to the police and report him. So there's that. And what else? What's going on with you guys? Anybody have exciting stuff going on for the holidays? Anybody got some family drama? So the family drama, gosh, well, luckily nobody in my family follows this channel. So I can be open, but of course I want to respect my privacy as well as my family members. But let's see, the most generic way I can say it is that one of my family members has a problem with me, but it's kind of convoluted and unclear. And it's so basically it's going back for 3 years now that there's been well, I don't know how much I should say. Okay, so my sister-in-law has an issue with me. I used to babysit my nephews. For 3 years, I babysat my nephews, which ended 3 years ago. And once I stopped babysitting them, what was, hi, I'm just trying to get by. I don't really get involved in my family's business. That's probably the best thing. So anyway, for the last 3 years, my sister-in-law and I have barely spoken. I've seen her a handful of times at some family events, and it's always like she's always upset about something, not about me, just like in general. This is my brother's wife. So they've been together for 15 years. I love her, but in the last 3 years, we went from being extremely close what I thought was extremely close to we don't speak at all. And there's a group chat between me, my brother, my sister, my mother, and her. And it had been active because we were talking about Thanksgiving and who's bringing what and where's it going to be and what time and all that stuff. So the other day, hello, welcome. I'm talking about my family drama for Thanksgiving. So the other day, my sister in law sends a text to the group chat. And so I'm vegan. I've been vegan for 15 years. And it had been decided that I was gonna be bringing the vegan dessert, or I'm bringing vegan dessert and salad. So my sister-in-law sends me excuse me, sends a text to the group saying, "Hey, I'm bringing something, something," and then saying, "Hey," to me, "are you bringing non-vegan dessert?" So that seemed really strange. Like, why would I do that? Like, no, I wouldn't do that. So basically, that's what I said. I wrote back and I said, no, I'm not bringing non vegan dessert. I'm bringing vegan dessert. And then she wrote kind of like a nasty reply, basically insinuating that, that I'm crazy, that I'm crazy, and that, that she always considers me. And it's a bit crazy so I wrote back like, I find it strange that you would even think that I would bring something non-vegan. Like, in all these years that you've known me, have you ever known me to do that? Have you ever known me to bring a non-vegan item anywhere? Okay, so, but basically, I was so offended that I decided I'm not going. Fuck this. Like, because of the fact, like I was saying, I have barely spoken to her in 3 years. Every time I've seen her in the last 3 years, she's, like, pissed off at something. They decided that it's gonna be at her house, so she's the host. So I was like, "You know what?" I had already decided with my baby's daddy that I was gonna have the kids, even though technically it falls on his night. So then I said, "You know what? Fuck this." And I texted him saying, "Hey, maybe you can actually take the kids for Thanksgiving, to your parents' house." And his thing is like, "Well, I'd rather them go with you because there's cousins and, his parents are old. His mom's sister, who's also his mom is a triplet, and they're like 78 or 79. So it's basically just him and like a few old people. I mean, it's family, so family. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to even deal with um I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with the family drama. I don't want to deal with it. So I texted to the group, you know what? Change of plans. Scratch us off the list. Actually, we're not going to be there. And I imagined that, okay, that's going to be the end of it. I got a drink. I'm a little thirsty. I called my sister. I told her, hey, I told her the truth. I was like, you know what? I'm not coming. Thank you, Alex. I was like, I'm not coming. I don't, I'm sick of her shit and I don't want to go up in her house and have like this drama. Well, I was very shocked, I have to say. I was totally shocked. My sister was like, she was like, well, I understand, but I'm upset. Then my mom was like, what do you mean you're not coming? I'm making a big pot of rice and beans just for you. You have to come. And I'm like, Mom, I already told the kids' dad that he can take them. But now I've also had a big issue with my brother, my sister-in-law. My brother is the one married to my sister-in-law. My brother and I have not been that close in the last few years either. And around Mother's Day, there was a big argument. He yelled at me because he didn't like the way I was doing something with my own kids. I was like, this isn't like this is this isn't appropriate for you to be telling me how I should raise my children. So me and him already were like kind of on not the greatest terms. And so that also was part of why I was like, "You know what? I don't even wanna go." All of a sudden, so this was like yesterday, he calls, my phone rings, I look down, it's him, I pick it up, and he's like, "Are you home?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come outside." I'm like, "Okay, this is very unusual, like, super bizarre for him." I'm saying, like, in 3 years, I've barely seen him, and I only just got a car a month and a half ago, so, like, all this time, he lives 15 minutes away driving, and he never pops in for a visit. This was super unusual, so I go outside, I get in his van, and he's, like, telling me all this stuff that his wife, like, all these things, like, his wife has all these issues with me, but it's, like, going back from 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and it's, like, some of the stuff I knew about, and I'm just like, "You know what? She's so immature, she's very self-righteous, and she's very petty, and, uh, I don't wanna be around that." He's like, "You guys have to have a talk." I'm like, "No, we do not have to have a talk, like, she's your wife, and I respect that, and I'm not gonna get all up in shit." But basically, he was like, "Look, I want you to come. I want your kids to come." He said, "You don't have to have a talk with her, but please, like, let's not ruin the holiday." So I agreed. I said, "Okay." So now I'm like totally, like, honestly, I'm like, "Oh God, I'm dreading it." Let's just say, like, a part of me, I was kind of looking forward to going. And now I'm just like, ugh. So I told him, I was like, "Look, you need to tell her, please. I am not hashing it out on Thanksgiving Day. I don't want to get into a talk. I don't want to clear the air. I do not want to walk in to a trap on Thanksgiving where she's planning to like corner me and let me have it or whatever, how whatever. I'm like, I want to just go. I'll have a conversation with her at some point in the future if she really wants to initiate it, even though it seemed like he was the one who was, like, pushing it, like, "You guys need to talk," and I'm like, "I don't wanna talk to her. She's pissed off, and she's petty, and she's holding a grudge, and I don't need to have a big fight with your wife." So so that's my Thanksgiving. I was very happy, I have to say. I was very surprised that my mom and my sister and my brother all kind of rallied around me. And, they were like, they didn't agree with her. They thought that was wrong of her. My sister used an example like, because I had, like, none of them are vegan. So I was like, I kind of figured you agree with her. And my sister was like, "No." She's like, "That's like asking a Muslim person to bring pork to a meal and then getting mad at them when they're like, why would I do that?" So anyway, that's some drama. I had a headache earlier and I had a headache yesterday. And I think it's like pressure, the stress of, first of all, I am extremely introverted. I do not really like socializing. Even when it's, like, something like this, like, it's just the family, I love everybody there, I enjoy their company, and I like getting together, but I still don't want to, like, you know what I mean? I just don't really like socializing, so now that, the fact that I don't even really like socializing, and now it's like I have to go to my sister-in-law's house on Thanksgiving knowing that she's holding all these grudges against me, and now it's like everybody knows that there's a thing. So it's kind of like, that's not a super exciting feeling. It's just like a dread feeling, but I want my kids to hang out with their cousins. I want to see my brother and sister and my mother and my brother-in-law. So for me, it's not really social anxiety. It's more like I find like people at parties tend to talk about negative shit. It's like, ugh, I don't. I have social avoidance. Like, I'd rather just be home making a video, being with my kids, whatever. Then, okay, so now talking about the other thing that it's mentioned in my subject about, I have this ex boyfriend, This motherfucker, it is 20 years ago that we broke up. 20 fucking years, okay? He has emailed me. He does not have my cell phone number. We don't even live in the same state. So he has emailed me on and off in the last 20 years, and every time that he emails me, it's like he's offensive. And I say to him, "I'm not friends with you. We are not cool. You are offensive, and I don't want to talk to you." Then a year goes by, and I hear from him again, or 2 years go by. So last night, oh, and then like periodically, he just like spontaneously emails me a picture. It's like it might be a picture of us from the past, or a picture. Like one time he emailed me a picture of himself as a kid. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you are so creepy and weird. So 20 years ago, yes, it's supposed to be fun, and it's also very stressful. So 20 years ago, so I don't even feel like talking about this, to be honest, online. I'm like, I'm like, why am I talking about this? I said I was going to talk about manifesting. So anyway, the motherfucker, I'm going to make it short. He started harassing me last night, and it was not the first time. And it got to the point where I was like, I think I'm going to go to the cops. I think I'm going to go actually do a police report on you because you are harassing me. And what you're doing is actually illegal. And then I started to look it up. And yes, it is a crime. He was like threatening me and all this shit. So, like threatening to share pictures of me that he has that he was supposed to have deleted, that he never deleted. So that was that. And now I'm like, okay, so I guess so either tomorrow, well, I have my kids tomorrow. So obviously I don't want to go to the cops and put a report out on this freaking ex. Oh, oh, and so when he's emailing me all this shit. So I started to CC the guy who was his best friend back when. Yes, it's so wrong. Okay, so he was harassing me and um threatening me. And so I started to CC. I was writing back, and I CC'd the guy who was his best friend that I had become friends with. This is 20 years ago. When I was dating him, I became friends with his best friend, and we used to work across the street from each other, so we would have lunch together. So I started to see this guy because I was like, I need a witness, And he kept responding, and it kept being more harassing and stuff. So this morning I wake up, and the friend had written me back, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm only seeing this now." And you know what he told me? He said, "I have not spoken to him in over a year. The friend is married." And he's like, "He did the same thing to some of my wife's friends, women that he didn't even date, and he harassed them as well." So now I'm like, "Oh, okay." So last night I was like thinking, and I even wrote to the ex, like, I have a feeling that I'm not the only person that you're doing this to, because this is not the type of behavior that you would just like isolatingly. You don't, a person typically is not gonna be an extremely harassing person, but only to one person, like, ever, Like, the whole way he was treating me and stuff, and everything that he was saying, and, like, how he went from, like, actually it started, like, he was sending me pictures, sending me pictures of me and him from 20 years ago, and then pictures of himself and stuff. And then he emails me like, "Hey, send me your cell phone so I can start texting you. Love you." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I wrote back like, "Are you on memory crack?" Cuz and then he was like, that's all of a sudden he's like, "Oh," and he starts being nasty. And I'm like, "Oh, you got nasty real quick." So that's what I'm saying. I know that he harasses other women, other people. So then the best friend says, well, the ex-best friend says that he was harassing his wife's friends. So I'm like, okay, yes, I am definitely going to go to the police and put a report out and see where it goes because what's scummy ass behavior? So I'm dealing with like the stress of okay, I have to get ready for Thanksgiving and I know it's going to probably be mostly fine and fun, but it's just the whole idea of like I'm going to somebody's house, my sister-in-law, who's been actively like upset with me for 3 years but doesn't say why. And now I'm like walking into her house like, "Hey." That's awkward and I have to deal with this shit, but and in the meantime I'm trying to like manifest joy, manifest abundance, and I am. Let's see. Let me have a non-sponsored break. Welcome, welcome, new person. So I just like talked all about all my holiday stress, and yes, please ask me a question. I would love it. That's the whole point. Not the whole point, but that's part of why I like to do live, so you can interact. Of course, it's fun to do videos by myself, but interacting would be really fun. So please, Alex, ask a question. I'm waiting. These are sour. So delicious. They are vegan, of course. I'll show you again. Mm-hmm. So, so I have been meditating. I took a little rest earlier to get rid of the headache. Um, and I'm just trying to keep positive thoughts. And I'm waiting for your question, Alex. So I hope you guys are gearing up for a happy holiday. I hope you've got family and friends to be with that you can enjoy. Oh, I guess you don't have a question. You left. So, okay. Well, anyway, that's already been 22 minutes. And so all I'm doing really is making sure that I rest, making sure that I'm being loving to myself. I'm envisioning what it's going to be at the Thanksgiving, and I'm just setting the intention that it's going to be calm and enjoyable, and that I'm prepared to maintain my cool and to not get triggered, and that's my intention with that. To just go and have a nice time and to not allow someone else who might want to pick a fight. Like, that's kinda what that text was when I got from my sister-in-law. It was like she was trying to pick a fight. Quit? Okay. Let me read it. Well, it's more of a funny request for laughs. It's an easy, quick challenge if that's okay with you. What? The request is, can you puff up your cheeks as big as you can? I'd be happy if you tried it. That seems like an odd request. You mean like is that what you're talking? Like, why? It feels a really weird request. Okay. Is that what you wanted? Yeah. So that's my intention. I'm going to go to my family's house. I'm going to just be chill. I'm going to be like, I don't want to be high alert. Like, um, sometimes if you are, what's the word when you're hypersensitive or on hyper alert, then that's actually worse because it's like then you're only going to get triggered because you're already like looking out for something. So I'm gonna just try to chill, have a fun time with my family. And also about this harassing dude, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna go to the library. I don't have a printer, so I'm gonna go to the library. I'm gonna print out all the freaking emails. I'm gonna go to the police and I'm gonna put a report out because, this guy undoubtedly he is harassing other people. And even if the report doesn't go anywhere beyond I just make a report, and because actually once I said to him, "Look, I'm going to go to the police," then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh, oh, oh, no, 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 I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it." So maybe that was enough to scare him off of bothering me anymore. But I am going to do a police report on this person because sometimes someone has is harassing people but nobody speaks up because they're scared, and it takes one person to start the willingness, and maybe other people have. So I don't know. That's kind of the stream, and I hope you have an amazing holiday. I hope your family and friends are lovely and kind. Alex, did you see the cheeks blowing out? Is that was that good for you? Blow off some steam. And- what? Oh, well, I'm sorry that your mom is no longer with us and or physically, but she is with us vibrationally always. Mm, My father is also no longer here physically. He is in his vibrational form, and I believe he's always with us and your mom as well. So, um, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I hope you get I hope you get to be able to be with people who you love, who are kind to you and loving to you and who treat you with kindness, and people who treat your needs as loving, and people who are happy to be around you. I hope that you're able to experience that, and I hope nobody is holding a grudge on you, being rude to you, or harassing you. Those are things I talked about in this live stream. So, hello, all the new people who popped in. I was about to pop off, but if you have a question or if you'd like to ask me anything or add to the conversation before I end it, I'll give you a moment to say something. Do you have any holiday plans? Are you anxious or dreading it or looking forward to it? Okay. I hope you will have a great holiday, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for contributing, and have a great night, okay? Bye.